Black Talk Radio.
So, good morning and welcome to this Black Talk Radio news commentary. Of course, my name is Scotty Reed. And as I always kick off a broadcast, just to let people know where I am in the world, I'm behind the enemy lines of USA Inc. And during this episode, I just want to ask people to make a case, an intelligent case, not an emotional case, but make a case for why you're voting for either Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, or if you're like me and you're voting for Jill Stein. Who do you have in this race? Do you got the felon? That's Donald Trump. Do you got the physician, Jill Stein, or do you have a war criminal, Kamala Harris? So that's what I'm interested in talking about this morning for the duration of this live. Welcome to those who have joined us here this morning. So I don't know if you've seen the latest news, but Barack Obama, yesterday it appears, according to some of the news coming out this morning, is trying to shame black men. And as a person who's been paying attention to politics and these individual characters on the national stage for a very long time, going back to when I first joined the U.S. military in 1987, Reagan was president, and me joining the military as a young man, I think I was 20 years old. Yeah, I was 20 years old. Something just inside of me said, you need to pay attention to these people. You need to be keeping up with the news. You need to tune in to talk radio, even if it's Rush Limbaugh, because back in those days, we didn't really have any progressive talk radio. We didn't have any wide access to the internet. Personal computers were very expensive back then. And so I knew that these people had the power to send me to war, to send me to help unalive people, I think I should say, unalive people, as well as get unalive myself. So I felt like I should pay attention. So that's how long I've really been paying attention to politics. And I do remember Barack Obama very, very well, all the things that he said throughout his campaign, all throughout his first two terms. And he has always been condescending to black men specifically, but I would say black people in general. He has spoken to us in condescending bourgeoisie terms. And, this morning I'm reading the news about him trying to shame black voters, and I can read a little bit from a news article about the things he said, but I'm like, why does he not have smoke for these Jewish voters who are voting for Donald Trump? A couple of Jewish billionaires have given a tremendous amount of money to Donald Trump. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu loves Donald Trump. We saw Donald Trump out there with the yarmulke on and everything. But where is the smoke from Barack Obama for that block of voters? Where's that smoke? There's also Hispanic people that are reportedly voting for Donald Trump. Where's his smoke for them? It's always black men. I don't know if y'all remember, but if you were paying attention, remember he gave, I think it was the commencement speech or whatever at HBCU, a historically black college and university. That didn't go over too well in the black press. Him talking down to them, engaging in the same stereotypical comments we hear from racists in this country, okay? And I know when we say racism or call somebody a racist or whatever, that's a very triggering word. And in counter-racism circles, we actually say when speaking in public, we shouldn't use that word, the R word. Is there another word we could use? Discriminatory, stereotypical? I've seen a number of Democrats engage in this type of racist rhetoric, but people don't call it racism. like I said to someone who commented on one of my videos earlier today, um, there's racism in both parties. The thing about Republicans today is that, and people like Donald Trump, they're more openly overt with their racism, but those in the Democratic Party are more refined in the ways that they practice racism. But they definitely practice racism, and anybody who says that they don't just really doesn't pay attention. They have a narrow focus. And I would say that's with the majority of Americans. We only start paying attention to politics during election time. And then Americans, the majority of Americans, do not turn out for those midterm elections. I haven't missed a vote, either a presidential election or a midterm election, since I first started voting in I believe it was 1998 is when I cast my first vote. I can't remember. Yeah, because, I didn't get registered to vote till after I joined the military, so I was 20 years old. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, I just want people to come up and make an intelligent case, not an emotional case. I'm not into identity politics. You know, that's another criticism that I've heard people level at Barack Obama this morning, and it's very valid criticism. Why you want to bring skin color into it? Why you want to try to shame black men? And then also there's black women that's voting for Trump. I just had some Blacks for Trump reach out to my digital radio network, blacktalkradionetwork.com. Go check us out there. Support independent black media. My voice isn't the only one on there, but you'll find other voices on there. And you can support all of us by just hitting that donate tab if you go to blacktalkradionetwork.com. But yeah, let me go ahead and just get into what Barack Obama had to say. I see we got some people in the comments calling people Putin puppets and all of that. Please spare me the campaign rhetoric of Hillary Clinton, looking to blame somebody for why she lost. Do you know she blamed black men too? They blamed black men back then. Also, during that campaign, they tagged like Black Agenda Report, and I know the publishers and made they rest in peace, the two main founders, but it's still being run. I forget Kim's last name, but I know a couple of the writers on Black Agenda Report. They got blacklisted. They got put on a list saying they had connections to the Russia. We called it Russia gating. It was a number of independent websites, and they targeted them in anti-democratic or anti-First Amendment speech rights. So that please spare me the Russia gating. And I would ask a person, what you got against Putin? Putin ain't never called me the N-word. Okay, Putin ain't never called me a super predator like Hillary Clinton did. Putin and Russia didn't colonize Africa. The Russians didn't, through the Russian KGB didn't assassinate African leaders when they were fighting for their independence. So, spare me the talking points of that loser and racist Hillary Clinton. And anybody that says she's not a racist, then you weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention to the policies that she supported in helping her husband, President Bill Clinton, during this time. Anybody say Bill Clinton isn't a racist, you again haven't been analyzing policy or paying attention to politics. So, you saying that a person is a Putin puppet simply because they don't go along with the insanity of doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I would say, that is the case with many people on the Democratic plantation. I can't speak to the Republican plantation. It is a plantation. And in terms of us black people, why are we arguing with each other about who has the better plantation? Think about that. Just imagine in your mind, you're back in, let's say, 1850. and you're being enslaved on one plantation, and then down the road there's another plantation. And so then you just happen to come across some victims of slavery from the opposing plantation, and then you're going to argue with each other about which one has the better master. My master treat me better than y'all master. That's what y'all sound like to me. I'm an unaffiliated voter. I've never belonged to a political party, but I will be joining the Green Party. I will be joining the Green Party because their platform reflects my values. The Democratic Party is simply a cheap knockoff, and they try to rip off policies from the Green Party, but they never are able to follow through with them. But let me get back to Obama. So